Okay.
I made a mistake.
Yes.
No, I was so concerned because Reggie thanked me, if you remember when we did the show in Daytona, when I called Junior, Reggie Barnett Jr. I was so determined to say Junior that I said Reggie Peña, not Reggie Barnett.
Well, both are Reggies.
Right,
So
but one's a junior.
we could have thrown Reggie Miller in the mix.
I should have just said Reggie Jackson.
Yeah, all the most famous Reggie of all
Reggie
time.
Smith. You don't know who Reggie Smith is.
Reggie Smith.
So Reggie Smith played for the Boston Red Sox, got traded, I think he would have had to be traded,
Okay.
to the St. Louis Cardinals.
Okay.
And when I was bat boy for the Cardinals, and there was a little rift between Reggie Smith and Lou Brock.
Okay.
And Reggie didn't like that Lou Brock had his own Converse sneaker. And it was a litigation there in that clubhouse, if you know what I'm saying.
All right.
All right,
Thank you. Thanks for the update.
there you go.
Thanks for correcting your errors.
I corrected my error.
mean-
I was wrong. I made a
I
mistake.
think Dan Patrick makes mistakes.
Well, whatever.
Or-
Well, the difference is Dan Patrick has co-hosts that talk.
Wow. Like I'm
They
busy.
get involved.
I was on Twitter. I was on Google.
Yeah, you were on Marketplace looking for more free crap.
No, but I was looking for flights for November 12th. It looks like I'm going back to the second dirtiest city in the world,
What's that?
to MSG, for UFC 281 announced for Madison Square Garden, November 12th.
November 12th. That's right.
So,
All right.
so yeah. I mean, I know you say it doesn't matter. You've walked around all these arenas, and it doesn't matter if it's in the Apex or if it's in MSG or the Garden.
True.
You don't think that the building and the history of that arena plays a factor in the feel. I beg to differ.
All right.
I think it's a big deal. I think if you played indoor soccer at MSG for the Tampa Bay Strikers, then I think it's a much more bigger deal than like the Yuengling Center in Tampa.
I mean, I agree that I understand you saying that, but you know me, so you know why I do and say I haven't.
Where do you go for the food? Like
I don't even go for the food. Shut up.
Really?
I'm done, in the arena. I don't go for the food. I pick, where I'm going to go as to the food that we can go eat before, after, whatever.
You know you could.
Can I finish my explanation?
Sure.
I've never walked. I think I walked half of Madison Square up in the press area, but I don't walk around. I walked around Fenway outside once, but I don't take that all in. Do I regret it? Of course I do.
Sure.
But that's me.
Well, what's what happens when you leave before the end of the fourth quarter so you can beat traffic?
Always. I've left Super Bowls early.
Before the last 1 second elbow from the Korean zombie.
Well, hold on a second. You're throwing me under the bus there. I had a flight to catch.
Yeah.
There's a big difference. Yes, I would have missed it anyway because I would have beat the traffic. But I needed to catch a flight. And I'd rather be early than like somebody else I know who missed a flight and it ended up costing them $1 or $2.
It's true.
So I wished I would take it all in. But I've always said I'm really not a fan per se. I like covering the sport or sports, whatever I'm covering. And I haven't stopped to smell the roses, which I need to do soon because I'm going to be smelling them
You know
pretty
what you
soon.
could do that'd be a unique to Randy Harris only, exclusive, is there's top 10 lists for everything. Top 10 this, top 10 that. What if you did top 10 media lunches from around the world?
I couldn't do that because I don't remember them. I don't remember them all.
Like you don't remember because the Outback Bowl, obviously, the steak and the shrimp and you would have a whole list of okay, and then people were like, hey, if I get into media, I can have this kind of lunch when I go.
No, people don't care because I remember vividly that it was a writer who wrote when the NCAA Final Four was at the Trop.
Okay.
And he bitched in his column about the free beer that was in the media room.
Okay.
And media and fans are like, what? Who gives a crap? Why are you writing a story on the type of free beer you got in Tropicana Field for the NCAA Finals?
Are media allowed to drink?
Typically, no.
Oh, well, why would they provide free beer at a media?
Can't answer that.
I got to get back into media.
But to complain about the food, we should be fortunate, and I do consider it fortunate that we're fed. Because there's been times I go to an event and I got to go out to the concession and spend money, and I don't, so I starve. But at a lot of these events we are fed, which is cool. The UFC back in the day, would send us for media lunches at some of the finest restaurants at MGM.
Oh, wow.
So I don't remember the big famous chef that has the one inside MGM, or we've gone to Craft Steak, which is Tom Caliglio, who's a pretty famous, I forget the name of the steak. Craft Steak is what it's called. So, I mean, I remember the UFC took how come it all seems to be UFC?
Yeah, where's BKFC with their buffet?
In Japan, they took everybody, all of the media, out to dinner in Japan.
But you have to eat like live
Except
animals?
one person.
Oh, yeah.
Like one person wasn't invited
To the Japan?
to the big PR media luncheon in Japan.
BJ Penn?
And so the next day, 2 media people came up to me and said, "We saw you leave. Why didn't you go to the luncheon with us?" And I said, "Because I wasn't invited. They didn't invite me. They neglected, blah, blah, blah." So they took me privately to one of the, we call them chop chop, but like the steakhouses where they don't do the flip.
hibachi?
They don't flip the shrimp in the hat and all that stuff in Japan.
Was it real if you don't flip the shrimp in the hat?
Well, yeah, one's.
I don't want to go to one if they don't do that.
I don't want to.
Volcano.
I don't want to pay extra for the onion volcano.
The volcano makes it.
It's cool.
And the spinning the egg around and then like flipping it up in.
And slice it in half.
Yeah.
And none of
I don't
that.
have the skill.
But I don't know if I could remember that. But we could do like top 10 events I've covered.
Okay.
Now it would take me a while to remember them all. The numerous Super Bowls and World Series and 200 and some UFCs. But I've told you I only remember vividly a handful of fights of all the fights I've been to. So that they would be the top fights I've been to, which is Trig Hughes is the first one I ever think of.
Yeah.
I think of Vanderlei Chuck instantly. They're 2 of my favorite fights of all time. But maybe I'll do that. Top 10. How about top 10 places I've gone?
Okay.
We could do that.
Any of them in the U.S.?
Well, it's always New York.
Okay.
I love going to New York.
Can you believe that Rome is the dirtiest city on earth, according to the new poll that came out? New York City's second.
What makes it dirty?
Oh, I mean,
Vegas
Rome smells like an ashtray. I mean, everybody is smoking. Women, children, like people on Vespas, and it's like a pattern. Like so, here people will smoke before, after dinner. Usually, they don't usually do it while they consume food. But in Italy, it seemed like the pattern was take a swig of wine, take a puff of smoke, eat a bite of food,
Repeat, rinse.
and just keep going. And so all the sidewalk cafes are in Rome, so are outdoors. So it does smell like an ashtray.
Is this just your way to try to impress people that you've been in Rome?
Well, I mean, I have to go to Rome. I'm the naked pizza man, pizza gladiator. And the Coliseum is where I work. That's what I do. Before I was a soccer coach for the Tampa Bay Strikers.
Yeah. I can't wait until the entire both teams revolt and beat the crap out of you.
That's not true. Half of them are girls. They can't fight.
Yeah, tell Misha that.
It's not my weight class. 125.
I was 125 when I was 2.
Yeah, when you're born and the losing fluid.
I know an 8-year-old that weighs more than that.
Yeah.
So.
Well, yeah, you're yeah. That kid's a beast.
He's huge.
He's a monster.
If we can do some things, he's bigger than Caleb was at this age.
Wow.
And, he does MMA.
Right.
And so I don't know if I told you the story off the air or on the air, but they sparred, and he sparred with this little kid, same age as him. Okay,
right.
So it's age, and the classes are by age, and so he sparred, and at the end, his mom, my daughter-in-law, said, what a great job you did. And you know what Jake said? I didn't even try. I didn't want to hurt him, as his head's bouncing back from jabs. So the kid's got a little bit of talent.
Did you just call it your grandson Jake?
I don't think so.
Did you rewind that?
Yeah,
Steve?
rewind it.
I think you just called him Jake.
No.
Yes.
All right, well, I purposely
His
did.
name is Jack.
No, that's not his name. I didn't want to purposely use his name.
What's his real name?
Well, I can't tell you.
What, they got an alias for an 8-year-old?
We're not that close, Rick, that you need to know, real
You
names.
got all the names wrong today. Barnett?
Yeah, really, I did.
Jake?
I did butcher that one.
For the State Farm? You're not doing bingo anymore. I'm not sure you know all the numbers.
I probably would.
You call them wrong.
I could. Wouldn't be the first time. So
S17, like there's no S in bingo.
what everybody could have predicted day one of 30th season of The Ultimate Fighter has come true. And Zach and Muhammad will fight in a couple weeks. I don't know exactly when. They haven't released it. For the Ultimate Fighter heavyweight title. Teammate, well, they're not teammates. I hate that.
They're training partners.
They're really not even that. But
They're reality show
right.
hosts, co-participants. Contestants is a better word.
And that's what they are.
Now, with the name Usman on his back, I mean, is that the motivation? I mean, he has to win. I mean, the standard's so high. I mean, if your brother is like maybe the greatest of all time, yeah, does that put an extra pressure on you to win because you have to win?
I talked to Kamaru, at the Eagle FC, and we talked about that. And he basically said he has to do this for himself. He's not doing it, for me. He's doing it for our name, the Usman name. But he's got to do this by himself, and he'll be in there by himself. So let's welcome back to the program his second appearance, Muhammad Usman. How are you?